So I'm working on the CJ6 today, and I had the body on it. We were testing what fit and what didn't fit. I said, I need to put the steering box on. Well, the factory service manual, which I have found is more hit or miss, more miss than hit, says you got to remove the exhaust on the seat on the V6 vehicles to get the Ross box out the bottom. With the pitman arm off, I was able to get in from the top, but it took a lot of whatever. And I didn't really like that. So I waited till we had the body back off again for more body work and painting. Pulled the box on. Did that the other day. And this box is painted the same color as the bell housing, the transmission, the transfer case, and the exhaust too. This is not my vehicle. I think I said it before. I'm doing this for somebody else. The person who rebuilt the engine and assembled most of the stuff on the frame, the running gear, he's dead. We don't know what he did or didn't do. All we have is a garage and several rooms of his house full of parts that we think go to this, and we hope go to this. There's a lot of parts we haven't found yet. But anyway, since this thing was painted, I just figured, okay, he's rebuilt this. So I bolted it on. It moved nice and easy and didn't seem to have any slop in it. We're good. Bolted on. Then I pulled the plug to see if it had any oil in it. No oil. So I rigged up a 1/4-inch funnel. I was able to screw into it, that little 1/4-inch hole, use my gear oil pump, filled it full of fluid. And I didn't spill much. But by the time I got done, I noticed that there was a steady drip coming down. It's like, I didn't spill that much. Where's it coming from? I couldn't see where it's coming from. Kept feeling around the pitman arm and output shaft. Couldn't figure it out. I put a tray under there. I think you can see the tray is very full. Now the tray is full of gear oil. So I pulled it back off the other day and pulled it apart. And that's when I discovered these 4 holes on the side of the Ross box are exactly square. This cover will go on upside down, as will the gasket underneath there. The previous owner, you can see the markings in the paint right there. He had the gasket upside down. I didn't pull it apart and check. I thought he'd redone it. You can see the dark spot there. Yes, you can. Right here. When he painted it, he had the cover on with the gasket upside down when he painted it. So I pulled the cover off, was going to start hammering out a new gasket. Like, wait a minute. Flipped the gasket over. It matched perfectly. Bolted back up over on the workbench in a vise. Filled it all the way full of oil until oil came out up here. There's no seal up in here. Because I cannot find the factory service manual, there's a spot for a seal. And it has not leaked since. I put the tray down there just to show you what I found the other day. Well, I got it back on. And one thing I was not sure before was the orientation of the drag link. Drag link. Zoom in. Oh, I can't zoom in enough. Okay. For our purposes, left is front, right is rear. It goes on the vehicle like this. So the front hole's down, this hole is 90 degrees to the pitman arm. It will kind of stay there. See that. Now, can you see that I can get a full thumb between the end of the opening and the end of the threads on this side? And over on this side, my pinky barely covers it. This is a thinner end than this is. Much search on early CJ5 and a lot of other websites, looking through the manuals and looking through things, I finally figured out that this is how I think it is. The fat end is the rear of the Pitman arm end. It has just a little, the cup thing for the Pitman arm to slide on. Then it has the cup that goes in. You see it's hollowed out. Then it has the spring retainer, and then the flat backed screw. Okay. The other side has the cup, the spring behind it, and a spring retainer behind that, and then the bolt on this side is the cup. They're not the same bolt. This is the front bolt. This is the side bolt. They're different. This goes on the short end. This is on the long end. So, since I had to search and search and search for this, hopefully I can name this video in such a way that other people with the Universal Jeeps, and they're the Ross box from pretty much World War II up until 1969, 70, somewhere in there they went to the Saginaw box in 69, 70. I also found out, this is a Williams gasket scraper that I won at a Snap-on lecture. Fits these things perfect. It's a 1-inch gasket scraper, and that works real good to get this thing down pretty close to where you want to have it to put the cotter pins in. Anyway, I got to clean these up, put them back in again. But so there were people talking about, well, you put it so the grease zerks are going down. That would be this way. The back one's down is the wrong end down. Front, rear. The pivot arm, Pitman arm. It goes like that. Grease zerk goes up. That also makes it so if you put a PTO winch on, the grease zerk won't be in the way. All right. Teachable moment on a Jeep's early CJ, well, M38, A1, M38, CJ 2, 3, 3A, 5, 6, the early ones. Up until the Saginaw box, power steering box came along. This is what you had. So hopefully that helps somebody.